Hi there, today I'm going to be showing you how to get your vacuum cleaner up to the power levels it had 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whenever you bought it. I'm going to show you how to get the vacuum cleaner. I'm using a Dyson here, but it doesn't matter which vacuum cleaner you're using. We're going to show you how to get that power level up and hopefully save you from buying a new vacuum cleaner. So why do we buy vacuum cleaners? Well, we buy vacuum cleaners either because we've broken them, the plastic's broken, or we're not getting the power. So this is the power aspects we're going to work on. How do you get that suction back to what it was? The first thing to realize is that the motor itself is really designed on these quality machines. They're designed to keep going as long as they're well sustained. The other thing that you have to bear in mind is the battery. Now the battery on these rechargeable ones shouldn't ideally, when you've used the machine, you shouldn't ideally put it back on the charger straight away, because the heated up battery does not do well when it's charged straight away. Ideally you want to let it cool down, but these batteries are easily replaceable with aftermarket parts, so that's nothing to worry about. If it's just a battery, replace the battery. But we're going to be looking at how to get more suction out of it. I'm going to show you how to do this. It doesn't matter which vacuum cleaner you've got, I'm going to show you how to do this. So the first thing you're going to do is locate your filters. So on this particular one, the filter is over here. Now the filters are designed to catch all the dust particles that could go back into the air via the vents, but these do get clogged up. Okay, these do get clogged up. Now if you've removed one filter and you've found it and it looks as if that's all the filter you've got, don't stop there. Go to the instruction manuals and see if there's another filter. Okay, now the manufacturers also know that these machines get clogged up, and they have little ways to help you get the power back again. So let's look at this. So the vacuum cleaner sucks in dust, and those dust particles are deposited into the canisters, but as they go through, there's a pathway that all go through cyclones, etc. And these cyclones are built specifically to create a vortex where it just sucks in huge amounts of air in. But any change to that vortex, let's say a bit of accumulation of dust in one of the channels, or often multiple channels, causes the vortex not to work as the way it was originally designed. Okay, it has got some tolerances, but it doesn't work as originally designed. So the first thing, as I said, find your filters and then look for other problems, other things that can act as filters. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to look at this. And if you look at all these little tiny holes across here, these are like little sieves, and they're like almost like the films and the razors where the hairs used to poke out and the blades used to come through. But these get clogged up with dust. It did get clogged up with the household dust. Well, household dust is made up of a variety of things, and nowadays with more of us doing DIY, it can include building dust as well. And building dust, notorious for destroying vacuums. Once you get these clogs, these areas clogged up, then your motor will have to will have to work harder, and that will get overheated. It puts more pressure on the battery, and it's a knock-on effect. So you want to try and locate any areas where there's going to be likely deposits of dust through. Now with some of the upright vacuum cleaners, you might find two filters that I mentioned, but know where they are. Cleaning the filters, the manufacturers will recommend ways of cleaning the filters, but if we're talking about serious loss of power, the one way I like to do it is using compressed air. So compressed air, now you may not have a compressed air system, but if you've got a choice between paying £200 for a new vacuum cleaner or going down the road and asking your local garage, can you borrow one of the airlines to blast it out, then you know what, it makes sense, even if you have to give them a tenner or something. So let's look at the points for where dust goes through. Well, it evidently goes through here. Okay, and you can see these holes here. These are designed where dust can go in through. Over here, this is with electrical system, so it's not going to go there, but definitely down this hole, dust is going to go through. And as you can see, these filters are all blocked up here, and there's some small air pathways down here as well. I think these are air pathways, I'm not too sure, but also down here we know that the air pathway is there, and certainly this as well. Now you can see this one is designed to be cleaned with water, but if you clean it with water, then you've got to wait until it dries off, otherwise you can destroy the engine as it sucks in the moisture into the engine. That will knacker it. So you can either have a couple of these, or as I said, you can wash them out, but I like using the dust remover. So have a look at how much dust comes out of here. Okay, you can see that just moving away. You see the dust coming away, and I'll talk whilst I've got this. So this vacuum cleaner is 4 years old. It's one of the first Dyson V11s to come through. You can see how much dust is coming out of here. I do recommend wearing a face mask when you do this to keep these airborne particles away from you in a good ventilated area. You can see I'm doing it in the garden. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to show you the next part, okay, because you can see the dust is coming out quite easily, but you can also see this is actually 4 years old. It's in really good nick. Okay, so we're now going to move on to the second part. I'll just show you this. So I mentioned that these foils, as you can see, they're a little bit blocked up, so I'm going to apply, whoops, my apologies. I'm going to apply some air onto here and see what comes out. You can literally see these vents now starting to clear up. And the white metal is now going a nice color as it blasts out the things. Let's find some other holes that we were talking about. Okay, let's try this one here. Okay, and you saw that. That's a huge amount of dust coming through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now that dust has just blown into here again, so we're going to go around it. But you saw those were clogged, and you know, still more coming out. Okay, so that's another source of blockage. Over here, I'm going to try these ones here. It's not too bad. I'm going to go down this side, and again, see the dust. The dust is piling out of this machine. You have to sometimes go back to the places you visited of times just to make sure it's all gone. Now, when you put this back together again, you will find that the power is substantially increased. Now, it's increased to a point where you're going to realize, well, why am I bothering going to the shops to buy a new one? Okay, so you're virtually turning it back into a brand new machine. Yes, it looks a bit tatty, etc. So let's go through the points again. Okay, number one, identify your filters. Know where your filters are. Make sure you clean them up. You can use the air filters, or you can buy new ones. Easy to clean up. Number two, bear in mind that every time you use a vacuum cleaner, dust does get retained into nooks and crannies, which the bags don't pick up, and neither do the filters. So they get stained in the stuck in the elements. Clean those out using the air gun. And you know now that even though this was an empty vacuum cleaner, the dust gets jammed in the vortexes, building up areas. So that means you're getting a decreased suction. And decreased suction will always mean less suction power and less turning of any bristle bars, etc. That also, what you need to remember is that the batteries as well do deteriorate over time if you don't look after them. So always make sure you let the batteries cool down before putting them back on charge. You will find that in the instructions, but not many people read the instructions. I really hope that this video is going to stop you going out and buying more vacuum cleaners to replace your recently purchased 2-year-old vacuum cleaner. I expect this vacuum cleaner to perform at the same power levels, which it has done, as I said, for the last 4 or 5 years. I expect it to last maybe another 3 years, and then need to replace maybe the switches, which will fracture just with time. I hope this video has been useful. I'm hoping that you go and make that jump and just try the airlines as I suggested, and when you do find it work, do leave a comment on this video. It will really help people. As I said, this works certainly for the Dysons. I've tried it on the Sharks and it works for the Sharks as well. But as I said, give it a try. If your vacuum cleaner is going to go in the bucket, give it a try. You've got nothing to lose. Take care and thank you, and do subscribe to the channel.